All right, you all. Thank you all for joining me. I want to welcome you to this episode of Talk to the World. I am Be Myself. And the objective of my discussions is to hopefully encourage you to, with every topic that we discuss, find a way to be more of who you are, to be yourself. I believe that emotional balance is attained by having centeredness within yourself and accepting and loving yourself and making sure that you have everything that you experience be a representation of your self-acceptance. And in addition to that, I think that emotional balance is found when you have a connection to the greater community, in which that connection is based upon you allowing others the opportunity to be themselves. Okay? And I like to talk about emotional topics because I think that's what takes us to our core, to our heart. If you do not have a connection and a balance within your heart, then you can not be yourself. That's imperative. And so today's topic is what I think is very emotional, and it impacts us greatly, and that is haters. I want to help everybody to be careful of haters. I'm not trying to demonize haters or act like haters don't have their role in the universe, because they are very important. That is an essence, that is an energy that is there. And in many instances, our haters have been the wind beneath our wings as we soar to higher octaves of our self-expression. And there are repercussions for being a hater. There are repercussions for interfacing with haters. And I want to discuss both of those. But first, I want us to learn how to identify haters. This topic has been discussed over and over again. And typically when this discussion occurs, people begin by talking about the properties and the qualities and the behavioral patterns of a hater. But what I want to do now is I want to deal with what I think is the most impactful hater, and that is the one that is closest to you. Yes, there are haters who are in the, outer reaches of your reality, and they are plentiful. But I want to talk about the haters that you typically would overlook, and identifying them is important. These people will be your friends. They can be your family members. They can be co-workers. They could be the people that are so close to you until it's almost like looking at a tree. And if you stood like 2 inches from a tree, then you might not be able to identify it as a tree, because you need to stand back. You need to see the trunk, you need to see the limbs, the leaves, then you're going to say it's a tree. If you're standing really, really close up to it, it could look like many different things. Anything could do that. And that's what a hater will do. When you are really, really close with a hater, you may really miss the behavioral patterns that are really important. And I want to let it be known that this particular discussion on haters was inspired by a video that I watched by Dolo the Pilot Man. It's spelled DOELOW. Dolo. Duh is DA, and then Pilot Man. I think you all can figure that one out. Okay? Dolo the Pilot Man did a video on the happy spirit. And, I would definitely suggest you get an opportunity to watch that. But in this video, he is talking about how happiness and the essence of happiness has to be acknowledged. Because what you're happy for and what you're not happy for is going to be the way that your life is going to evolve. So, you could check that out at another time. But the video inspired so much thought in me until it really made me think hard about the hater because of what haters are typically happy for. And so now that we have first identified the type of hater that I'm discussing, the type of hater that I want you to focus on, which is the one hater that will be very close to you. And now let's talk about what they will do that I have used as an identifier. Typically, someone that is a hater of yours, they will be happy when negative things happen to you. And when these negative experiences, when you're experiencing something that you're not happy about and you're sharing it with them, they will oftentimes embody joy in the discourse that they're having. Now, the words they're speaking, they may not necessarily be, oh, I'm so happy that this bad thing happened to you. No. You may notice that the tone that they are using, that this particular person uses when they're happy about something, is the tone that you all of a sudden hear, even though the words they're speaking don't necessarily express their happiness. I'm going to always talk about tone, because tone is something that we feel, and I think that feelings are what really help you to know what you're dealing with. In this reality, we focus on words a lot and what someone is saying, and then we'll skip over the actual tone. And you can see this done a lot when you're looking at news stations. This person may be talking about a horrible disaster that occurred, but the tone that they're using is very happy. They may be like, we're here on location. There have been 35 people that have been shot, and we are now, this is going to be graphic, everybody. Be careful if you're, squeamish, because we're getting ready to show some graphic images. Okay. What they're saying is talking about something that's horrifying. 35 people have been shot. But the tone that they're using, it shows you their happiness. They're excited. They're like, I've got a great news story here. This is going to get lots of views. My news station has sent me out to capture this. This shows that they believe in me. There's a great opportunity. And that's all what you're hearing. That's the tone. They're not actually delivering that news like somebody who has compassion for what they're doing, that is actually thinking about what's happening here. We are on location. This is a somber experience, you all. 35 people have been shot, and this is going to be graphic what we're getting ready to show. Okay, so please be, what I'm saying? That's a whole nother tone. Same words, different tone. So you're going to listen to the tone that you're hearing. And you're not going to be confused. If the person is like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry to hear that happened to you. What? Oh no. Oh my God. This is what? And then what happened? That is the tone of somebody that is got them some hot gossip. They're excited about it. They are cataloging this type. That is not somebody like, what? Oh my God. I'm so sorry that happened to you. This is what happened next? Different tone. And so I'm going to just share a story from my life. This happened to me. This was a very close friend. This was a childhood friend. I'm an older woman. I'm 49 years old and proud to tell it, because it's a blessing to be experiencing life at this age. And I am, always connecting the things that I've learned to my experiences. But this story that I'm getting ready to share with you is an older story. This may have happened to me about, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago. And this was a childhood friend, and I am still, remembering this because it feels like it was yesterday. But I had went to go visit my friend. We were grown women at this point. And we were, let's see, what did we do? We were at her house. I was visiting her, and then we had a beer, and I drank one beer. Okay. When I left her house, I ended up being rear-ended. Okay. Now, when I let her know what happened to me, I remember this was the first time that I really realized that this was a hater. And it was her tone that I heard, because I've been knowing her since I was a little girl. So I understood her tone very well. I could hear when she was happy. I could hear her voice when she was sad. You know, you call your friend, you say, hey, how you doing? And then they're like, hey, how you? And you could tell that this is not the way this friend usually sounds. You're like, what's wrong? They didn't even have to tell you anything, but you could just hear it in their voice. So I could hear the tone in her voice was a joyful tone. She was like, what? I knew it. I knew that beer. You drank that beer. Shouldn't have been drinking them beers. What happened? That was totally the tone of someone who was happy to hear that something happened, and felt like the fact that they had served me a beer, that they thought that that was a bad idea, and they were happy to hear that their thinking was actually being manifest. I knew you shouldn't have been drinking that beer up in here. Yeah, what happened? Okay. So I'm hearing this, and now I'm like, wait a minute. We're talking about the accident. The question that's been put on the plate is, there was an accident, and what happened? My goal for sharing this is because I didn't feel excited. I got rear-ended. My car was damaged. My body was hurting. And now I'm going to a friend with the thinking that I'm going to share something that I'm not happy about, and that I'm going to get compassion and I'm going to love. And so once again, I pick back up, because, you know, humans, we can hope for things that's never going to come. And that's what I was doing. I was like, I did not cause the accident. I was stopped. There was traffic, and the person that was behind me couldn't stop fast enough, and they rear-ended me. It seemed like perhaps their brakes weren't working, you know. They slid. I heard them sliding, and then there was the impact. I'm sorry. You know, and then the conversation continued with the tone of what would have been appropriate. But I never forgot the way that conversation energetically began. And it for me was an eye-opener. It was like, listen carefully to tone. So I've covered the fact that I want you all to be careful by identifying that a lot of times the deepest pain that you will feel from a hater, someone who is happy to see you in a bad situation, will come from people that are very, very close to you. Look for that. Be careful in that. And then listen to their tone, because tone tells what is actually vibrating inside of that person. The words they speak are the words that are their brain, what they're thinking, but the feeling part of them, their heart, is going to be manifest in that tone. And so once this happens to you, you're going to have to process that. That's the next step. You done identified them. You're looking for the people that's close to you. You're listening to tone. Now you see this behavior is coming out of this person. You're going to have to take some time to feel the emotions about it, okay? And I want to say it's okay to feel sad when you see this. You know, we listen to a lot of these rap songs, and, you know, the whole discussion is, you know, haters hate on. You know, yes, that's an evolution. That's a way to process this, because, yes, you're going to have people that's going to be hating you. They can hate on, okay? Because your energy and your perception of yourself is the dominant perception when it comes to your reality, not what somebody else is thinking or feeling or hoping for you. And so, yes, knuckle down. Haters hate on. But when you doing life and the hater is someone that is close to you, someone that you love or you respect or you enjoy, whatever it may be, and you're seeing this hater energy come from you, it's okay to feel some sadness, because it's natural. That sadness is there. But I want you in this process to go on and just feel it, because if you don't, when you don't fully feel something, prior to saying, all right, haters hate on, then what you don't allow is you don't allow your heart to come into alignment with the experience. A lot of unprocessed and stuck emotions is because the heart was not able to vibrate and come into connectivity with the situation and feel the situation, then process the situation and get forward motion based on the lessons that were learned from the situation. So in this particular case, I want you to say to yourself, it's okay that I feel sad. That's not a diminishing process. I'm not less because I'm sad about my hater. Just feel it. It might take you 5 minutes. It might take you 10 minutes. It might take you a day. However long it takes you to feel it and fully feel it, and then get to the point where you're like, I felt that. I totally feel it. And then you might move into, after you feel that to its fullness, you may, I don't know about you, but for me, my next step is that I usually say, okay, it's okay. You sad because you wish that this person was, more sensitive to what you're going through, and that this person will have compassion for you, that this person will love and vibrate in this space with you, and they're not doing that. But it's okay that you wish that they were. That's how I said, it's okay. I feel sad. I wish that they weren't this way. All right. Then once I've done all of that, that to me has helped me to process it. Okay, so remember now, identify them, look for them, know that they are going to be close to you. Identify their tone. Then when you see it, go ahead on and feel good about the fact that you're going to feel it. Don't fight it. Feel it. Feel it. You sad. Then you're going to roll into acknowledging, wow, I wish that they weren't, this way, that they weren't vibrating this way with me. This is some hater energy. They're not loving me. They're hating me. And then you're going to roll into get a plan of action. Okay? Because everything you experience is an opportunity for you to create new experiences that are more in alignment with what you want for your life. So you don't want to be, all engulfed by haters. That's not going to be a good experience. You want to be engulfed with people who loving on you and, connecting their heart to yours and sending that good energy that's restorative. So then you're gonna say, well, I'm not gonna, my plan of action is I'm not gonna keep feeling sad about this. That's number one, because I need to put this to rest and then move towards what I want, which is experiencing things that are going to be more loving. So I know that in this particular moment, this person, this person is not vibrating to the frequency of love. So I'm not going to be able to get this from them. There are others who I can get this from, or I could give it to myself. If you at a point where you developing and you notice that you don't really even have anybody to go to that's like that, I empathize with you. And I want you to know that that's okay, because you can give it to yourself. Okay? Give that loving energy to yourself. Tell yourself, oh, wow, I'm sorry that happened to you. You were not at fault. You were stopped. Traffic was stopped. Everybody's sitting there. And this person is not able to control their vehicle and they're slamming into the back of you. I know that must have been jarring. I know that your car is messed up and now you have to go through all of these stages of, insurance and all of that. That's frustrating. And I do apologize for the fact that your body is hurting. Oh my gosh. Have you tried a hot Epsom salt bath? Or, you see where I'm going with this? You know what? How's about if we do a hot Epsom salt bath? That would help this aching. And I'm going to be right here with you while we go through this process. Talk to yourself if that's what you need. If that's the best person that is going to be there for you. This is the process of dealing with haters, you all. Identify them. Know that the ones that's gonna hurt you the most are gonna be the ones that are closest to you. Listen to their tone. You know them. Listen to their tone. Then start processing it. And the part of the process is, 1, say it's okay to feel sad. 2, say it's okay to wish these people were better for you. And once you're done feeling all of those things, processing it, then it's time to get some action going on. Decide that you're not going to feel sad. However you need to do that, that's going to be different for you. For me, I feel like, let me go try to find a way to have interactions with people who are going to be loving to me. That doesn't mean that I'm never going to speak to this person again. That they are the end. This is the end of it. I see you're a hater and I'm never ever going to talk to you again. That's up to each individual. But that didn't work for me. This is a childhood friend. There have been plenty of times where she was able to hear me and to listen and to not be a hater. But there are going to be a lot of times when that's going to happen. So the next step that I have to do is just acknowledge that right now, this person is not able to be that for me. And acknowledge the fact that there may be many instances in which this person may not be that for me. So I'm going to be aware. And I'm going to pick a plan of action. If you got somebody that's hating on you, the hating is so bad and it's so debilitating till it takes you 10 years to process how their lack of compassion for you and your hardships, then that's probably might be somebody that might be beneficial to limit your interactions with. It's too big. You only want to give your chi, your energy, your essence, your focus to so many things. And if something is take up so much of it till it just take up a large amount of time for you to process things with it, that may not be a good use of your chi, your focus, your energy, your thought, your passion. So that's what I'm saying. Be careful of haters, y'all. Okay? Now, if you are a hater, then Dolo's video called The Happy Spirit, it speaks to you, okay? And I would suggest that you listen to the whole video, but if you are pressed for time, when he hits 19 minutes and 28 seconds, this will give you the understanding of if you are truly a hater, okay? So I'm not going to go all into that from his perspective because that's his definition that I heard, and it was the best definition that I've ever heard. So I'm not going to try to reconstitute it, okay? But we're going to pick up right now with haters. If you are a hater, okay, if you are the type of people that hate on other people, you're going to be dealing with some repercussions for that, okay? Because if you are getting joy out of other people's misery, then you have no understanding of the true nature of the universe, okay? Which is what you're vibrating to, what you add your frequency, your passion, your laughter, your uplifting type of feelings, what you add that too, it grows in your life. Okay? So if you're the type of person that you looking at somebody, and I'm going to keep this example in a thread because this person who listened to me and had laughter and joy, and she literally did laugh. There was a point where she laughed. She said, I knew you should not have been drinking that beer. You left out of here drinking that beer and blah, blah, blah. Okay. That laughter that I heard, I continued to notice that guess what? A little after that, that person had a car accident. Yes. Because the joy and the uplifting that was experienced and vibrated out, it was, even though a little later in the conversation there was an adjustment, that still went out into the universe. The universe is ever picking up your heart tone. And the things that you allow to vibrate in your heart is what you're going to see made manifest around you. So if you are mean-spirited and you are bitter and you are just make a habit of just being unhappy for other people joy, but happy for their misery, you're going to notice that your life is filled with misery. Okay, so being careful of a hater doesn't just stop at looking at those around you. It transcends and it goes to looking at yourself, because the closest person to you is you. You know that whole statement of you can't, I love that song. You can't hide from yourself. Everywhere you go, there you are. That's because you are everything in your reality. So now, if you are hating on other people, be prepared to experience the repercussions of that. The repercussion is what you putting out and what you vibrating and uplifting and what's making you smile, because that's your higher frequency, right? When you smiling and when you happy, that's when you are up. That's your higher. That stuff move fast. Those high frequency. When you down and when you sad, that's not your highest frequency. You could barely create anything. You could barely do anything. You know how when you're real sad, you're heavy and you don't even have the energy to get up and do anything. You don't have a creative thrust at that point. When you happy, that's when you have your creative thrust. So if you happy about other people's BS, then you're a hater, right? So you're going to notice that your life is a hot mess. So if you are spending your life and you feel like you always have something that's negative for you, pay attention. You might be spending a large amount of time being happy for other people when they're miserable. So therefore, the universe mirrors back a lot of miserable experiences for you. And if you like that, do that. Because some people like misery. Some people don't. Some people get up and they if they could go in the cabinet and pick out a box with misery written on it and sprinkle it into a bowl and chew it up, they would. Some of us would choose the box that says happiness, love, joy, and sprinkle that in a bowl and eat it. So be careful of what it is that you are experiencing by paying attention to these people and their tone and what their tone is telling you. If their tone is saying, I'm happy that you had a car crash, then that person is showing you, if that's their tone, that's showing you that they are a hater. Do they hate on you all the time? Maybe. Do they hate on you sometimes? Maybe. That's for you to decide. But figure it out, identify them, process it, give yourself, it's okay if you're feeling sad. It's okay if you wish they was different. You don't have to be like the rappers. You don't have to feel like hate on haters. And then get a plan of action. And if you find that you're the hater and you miserable and you don't really like being miserable, then probably a good thing for you to do would be to stop having and giving off these frequencies that show that you happy when somebody is miserable. And you may be so far gone as a hater till you don't even notice that you're doing it. Because I'm going to promise you that one example, I got so many examples. I've got so many times where I hear the tone of someone and the tone is totally incongruent. They like that newscaster. And I sit up and I look at it over and over and over and over again. And then I begin to annotate my reality with this person. That person just may not hear about my happy stuff. Things that really make me happy. Because I know that when I'm happy, they really not happy. That's another one. You could hear it. There have been times where I've told somebody something really happy, and then they was like, oh, wow, that's really nice. Oh, wow, really? Oh, wow, that's good. That tone did not sound like, what? Oh, that's so nice. I'm so happy to hear that. Oh, that is so good. This is nice. Oh, that's a different tone. These people They saying the right thing, but the tone is wrong. They don't even realize what they doing half the time. Some of them might be real conscious. They might be evolved haters, okay? That's like, I don't like it when nothing happy. And some of them might just go on and bust out and say, what? Oh my God, I'm so jealous of you. I hate you. I prefer that approach. That's my preference, because I want to be honest. I want what you vibrating to on the inside to be congruent with what you are feeling on the inside. Don't say one thing and vibrate to another thing when you're dealing with me, because that's conflict. I don't like conflict. I prefer a proud hater. Be yourself. If that's the type of hater that you are, then you being careful. You have totally acknowledged that you hate on people, that you jealous of them, and you don't, and you, yeah, ooh, that good stuff happened to you. I can't stand you. Oh my God, look at you. And guess what? That type of person typically is clearer and able to express love in a way that is feeling good when they want to do that. You know, we all have some of those people that will just look at you and stand in their truth and be like, I just hate you. You got everything going good for you. You make me sick. Wish that was happening for me. And then you all can laugh, or, you know, however you process it. But their honesty, be authentic. Be authentic. And recognize when others are being inauthentic with you. So all you haters out there, you professional haters, I love you. I do not want you to feel like you got to stop hating, because haters are important. Yes, haters are important. Just like lovers are important. If it wasn't one, we couldn't really understand and feel the other one. So haters hate on. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to be a rapper for right now. Haters hate on. Haters hate on. Okay, I'm not doing a good job at rapping today, but you get my point. Maybe if it was a different topic that I really felt. But haters, do your thing. But I am in the process of trying to watch these inauthentic haters and sidestep them. And I want you all to do the same thing, because when you in concert, and when I say, I'm using the word in concert for real, because we creating a song. This is the universe, right? It's one song. And we all have our chorus that we sing. And we all, you know, some of us get a chance to do solos sometimes. You know, it's a big, beautiful song. So when you in concert with some haters, if that's not your thing, then you need to figure out a way to sing another song and to get in with another group of singers. Some people who are, you know, ready to put on their robes and be singing, you know, and clapping the story of love and compassion. Find that for yourself, and be that for yourself in the absence of that. Be nice and be loving to yourself if that's what you want. If you're a hater and your goal is to be a professional hater, then do that and be hating on yourself, because that's really what you're doing. When you're hating on somebody else and you sending out those frequencies from your heart tone that you hating on them, look forward to whatever it is that you happy that's happening to them, and you secretly giggling. Look forward to more of that becoming your reality, because that's what it's gonna do. And whenever you doing one or the other, be conscious, because the only way to be yourself is to be conscious of what you're doing. Be clear and say, okay, I'm about the business of being loving, the heart tone of love. Or I'm about the business of being the heart tone of petty and, you know, hating on folks. That's what I'm really about right now. And do it. Don't live life unconsciously. Don't be somebody that is about the business of hoping for, you know, good things and compassion and harmony and stuff, and then you standing up in the middle of people whose orchestral arrangement is chaos. Okay? Watch yourself. Watch others. Be careful. Be careful. So that you can be conscious. And be conscious. And create the reality that you're planning on creating. All right? Until next time, thank you for joining me. If you have any comments or suggestions, please feel free. Until next time, this is Be Myself. And I want to encourage each and every last one of you to be yourself.